Hi, my name is Destiny Farrow, and this is my client Joshua Farrow. Today we're going to be measuring blood pressure. The tools you need is a stethoscope and the blood pressure cuff. The setup for this is just the blood pressure cuff. I'm going to find his radial artery. So it's right here, I feel it right here. I'm going to put the blood pressure cuff right above his radial artery. And put it not too tight, but just so I could get in and hear the radial artery. I have this, and I'm making sure it's to the right, so when I start pumping, it doesn't actually see it on here. So I have my stethoscope on his radial artery. I'm going to begin and start pumping. He's a healthy athlete, so I would say 160 to 180. Begin and start pumping. He's a healthy athlete, so I would say 160 to 180. So the first beat that I heard was at 120, and the last one I heard was at 180. So that is his blood pressure.
My name is Destiny Farrow. This is my client Joshua Farrow. Today we will be conducting the waist to hip measurement. All I need is a Golick tape measure, and the common faults for this would be for a client to wear super baggy clothing, the measurements would be wrong since we'll just be measuring the bagginess and not the full length of him. And it needs to be a horizontal. You do not want it to be slanted. So the setup for this is all I need is my client with his shirt off and then standing nice and straight up. I'm going to, again, I need to find the narrowest portion of my client's waist. So I'm going to say it would be right here. Go ahead and put my arms up. And I don't want it too tight. So I would say 83 centimeters. I'll be doing the hip measurement. I need to find the widest angle around the glutes. I'm going to begin. Go ahead and lift this hand up. Thank you. Again, not too tight. And come here. And it would be 91. My name is Destiny Farrow. This is my client Joshua Farrow. Today we'll be conducting the body composition for the chest, abdomen, and leg. This is my skin calibers, the Golick tape measure, and I need a pen for marking. From the crest to the nipple, it is 4, so half of 4 would be 2. I would take in the calibers, taking a pinch. He is at 3. Abdomen, I need to measure out 2 centimeters to right here. I'm going to take my calibers, pinch, and measure. Pinch and measure. It's 10. Next I'm going to be measuring his thigh. I'm going to find his hip, which is right here, and go down to his patella. It's at 18, so half of 18 is 9. Go ahead and lift up your pants. Make a mark right here. I'm going to pull and measure, and that's 15. So this is the second round of our assessment. I'm going to here, we already have our markings, so I'm just going to grab and pinch. And this one is at 4, where I'm going down to the abdomen. This one is at 9. And then go ahead and lift your pants for your thigh. And then go ahead and lift your pants for your thigh. And this one is at 14. So looking over my notes, the first round, his chest was 3 millimeters, 10 millimeters for his abdomen, and his thigh was 15. The second round, it was 4 millimeters, 9 millimeters, and 14. So since it is within the 2 millimeter range, we are good to go, and I don't need to take a third assessment. Hi, my name is Destiny Fierro, and this is my client, Joshua Fierro. Today we'll be assessing flexibility in his shoulder, hip, knee, and elbow. The tool I'll be using is a goniometer. So the first elbow, I'm going to find his lateral epicondyle. Right here. This is the shaft of the humerus, and then this is the shaft of the radius. I'm going to have you start moving your arm. Go ahead. Perfect. Right there. So his measurement is 121 degrees. Now, even, go ahead and start moving. Hold on, hold it. And that is at 115. Knee. I'm going to be finding the lateral femoral epicondyle. The stationary arm is going to be the midline of the femur, and then the moving arm is going to be the midline of the fibula. So go ahead, I'm going to start and find the lateral. And go ahead and start bending your knee. That's perfect. And that is going to be at 126. Assessing his left knee. Again, I'm going to find the lateral femoral epicondyle. So I'm going to begin. So this is even. Go ahead and start bending your knee. So in here. And this is at 117. Now I am assessing his right hip. I'm going to find the lateral epicondyle for the preference, and it's right here. The stationary is going to be the midline of pelvis, and then the moving is the lateral midline of the femur. So go ahead. For his right hip is a 86. Now I'll be assessing his left hip. I'm going to find the lateral epicondyle for the preference on this hip. Stationary arm is going to be lateral midline of pelvis, and then the moving is going to be the lateral midline of the femur. Go ahead and begin. Go ahead and begin. And that is at. So the measurement for this one is at 85. Now I'll be assessing any compensation, so that's always a good thing. So the stationary is going to be in the middle of the cranial process. It's going to be, so the stationary is going to be the lateral midline of the thorax, and then the moving arm is going to be the lateral epicondyle. So I'm going to just measure. Is 180. Now I'll be assessing his left shoulder. I'm going to have you start going back. Okay, I didn't see any compensation, which is good. The measurement for his left shoulder is going to be 164. Hi, my name is Destiny Fierro. This is my client Joshua Fierro. Today we'll be conducting the sit and reach test. The equipment we will be using is some tape and a ruler. The setup as follows. We have my client, his heels are on the blue tape right here. He just needs to sit up straight, And when he takes a deep breath in, and when he goes, he's gonna have his hands just like this, moving forward. I'm gonna track it at for 2 seconds. He has to hold, and then I'll track his measurements. Now remember, on the common faults for this, usually knees do bend. We do not want bending knees. Your hands could slide like this. We do not want that. So, and you're gonna be jerking. That's a common fault, which means you would be going like this. We don't want that, we want it nice and smooth. So go ahead and take a deep breath in and guide your way. Perfect, that's 20.